Brian Ching, Brad Davis are here, Chris Canetti as well. They came out kind of, just come and talk with you guys for a few minutes. And after that, we'll have a short discussion about kind of where we've been, where we are today, and share an idea on hopefully where we might be going in the future. And then after that, we'll open it up and kind of make it an open forum for some questions and answers and brainstorming, sharing of ideas. So thanks a lot for coming out, everyone.
First of all, from the players, we just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts for being the noise, being the inspiration for us on the field. We can't thank you guys enough, especially everybody who's been there from the start and who's been given just as much energy as we do with their voices, with their passion in the stands, as we do on the field. And that doesn't go unnoticed from us at all. And the fact that you guys are getting together to kind of become one group means a lot to us, because I think us as players, we're united. As an organization, we're united, and as fans, we want everybody to be united. And the fact that you guys have taken the initiative to come up with a charter, we think is fantastic. We're 100% behind that. And if we can help out in any way, we would love to. And in the fact that we are looking forward to hearing chants from you guys. We're looking forward to singing along with you guys. And I've talked with some of the guys before, and if we can find a night, if we can find a night, we definitely would like to come and learn some of the songs with you guys as soon as you guys are ready. We can make it a cool event, I think. From a stand player of guys that have been here for a long time, you guys are near and dear to our hearts, and we can't thank you guys enough.
Thank you, Brian. Well said. Look, from our perspective in the front office, really, we want to build a club, and a club is about the team. It's about the front office. It's about the fans. It's about everybody working together for one common goal. And if you look at a lot of the success we've had in the past, everything starts on the field with these guys, right? If we don't have a winning side, if we don't have a team of players that are committed, that are devoted, that show heart, that hustle time and time again, then we got nothing. Luckily, we have that with these guys, and they win. And when they win, they make it interesting, and they make it exciting, and people come out, and you guys support them. And when you come out and support them, actually, in between that, they create a product that allows us something that we can have to market and promote and help bring people out. And then you come out and you fill the stadium and you bring that support, and you're loud and you're proud and you wear the orange. It gives us a home field advantage that helps them win more, right? So it's like a cyclical thing. It starts with the players, through the front office, out to the fans, all the way around. So we're trying to create this cyclical club where we're all inclusive. And I think we've got it going pretty good here in Houston, especially relative to other MLS clubs. But, I was once accused by a front office employee, who, by the way, is no longer with us, of being never satisfied. And that's true, right? None of us are in the Dynamo organization. From Dom to myself to the players, we're not satisfied. Was it great that we won championships in 06, 07? Was it great we went to the final last year? Is it great that we've got the most points in the league since coming to Houston? Is it great that we've had success in Superliga, Champions League, blah, 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 you name it? Yeah, but we're not satisfied. We're not done. So until we fulfill our vision completely, we're always going to be working hard for you to fill it. And then we'll be satisfied, right? So it's always celebrate your victories and move on to the next thing, but never be too satisfied. So the new stadium, I think, represents an opportunity to grow everything. We've got an incredible foundation here in Houston, great success on the field, great support from fans. Everything about the club has been very, very solid at Robertson Stadium, and now the new stadium represents an opportunity to go to the next level. And I think we look at it as almost a clean slate. We need to respect and honor all the things that were great in the past, carry them over to the new stadium, but we also need to start anew. And when I look at the supporter section, that is probably the most glaring opportunity that we have. I don't think anybody was satisfied, again, back to that word, from you guys as supporters to anybody about where we were as a supporters group, but we're going in the right direction. And it's all a tribute to you. I think we had somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 supporters with season tickets last year, and we're well over 500 now in that section. So when we set off in June last year, whenever it was, and we came to you as supporters first and said, before we go on sale with season tickets in the new stadium, we want to give you an opportunity to have lower bowl seats behind the end zone. But in order for that to happen, we need to get a commitment from supporters on season tickets. We'll build the whole stadium around you, but we need a commitment from you first. And we said we need 300 season tickets. Some people said, no way, no chance in hell it's ever happening, Canetti, you're nuts. You guys are crazy. Thanks a lot for nothing, right? Well, guess what? You got over 500, okay? So now, and a lot of them are new people. And that's what's great about it. When I talk about the new stadium, there's a foundation of you folks who have been here from day one. You were there on the day that this guy scored 4 goals against, was it 4? Colorado. And you've been there ever since. You made the trips to Dallas and to D.C., and here we are now in this brand new stadium. I don't know how many of you were over there you were there to get your jersey, right? We had people sleep overnight to line up in line for the opening of the store tonight. 4 people actually slept there. And we brought in pizza for lunch today, which made them feel happy. And then there was a line of people down the street to get in. And it was cool to see him sort of mob the store and buy stuff, but where I stood was out on the party deck, the bud deck as it's called, to see people walk into that stadium for the first time and put their eyes on it, and to see their reactions. We had people in tears, we had people just like stunned, they couldn't say anything. We had just people who were jumping up and down. So it creates a lot of emotion for people. So we're excited that you guys are coming together. We're excited that you've done this charter. We've decided that you have a vision and a mission for who you want to be and how you want to represent this club and where you want to go. And we're behind you all the way, 100%. These guys deserve a ton of credit. They've worked tirelessly. He emailed me at 4:38 in the morning. Unfortunately, I was awake when he emailed. But these guys have worked their asses off. We're going to support, right? What I love about this is that you guys are together. And I'm not going to get too much into it. I'll let him talk about it. I understand that you guys want to keep growing, and the culture needs to be a certain way. And the culture, the way it's been in the past, hasn't been there. So, new stadium represents new opportunity, new culture, further growth. We want this thing to get bigger and bigger. We all love soccer. We all want to see it grow in this country. Our mission is to have an authentic international football environment in our stadium. We don't want to be like the Rockets. We don't want to be like the Texans. We don't want to be like the Astros. What makes us different is what makes us great, and that's you guys and what you bring to the table. So we're 100% behind it. We want it to get bigger and bigger, and you have my word that we're alongside you guys on this thing to see it through and to help you fulfill your vision and your mission through this charter and through this association, which Chris will fill you in on more details. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions, as would Brian and Brad, I'm sure, about the team, the club, the organization, the stadium, whatever it might be. We'll stand here as long as you want to ask questions and as long as you can keep bringing me beer. So
you'll never leave.
I'll never, you got to let me go at some time. My family's forgotten who I am the last few weeks. Anybody, get it going. Yes, sir.
Are there contingency plans for growing the section?
Well, right now we're going back, right?
Okay.
And again, one of the challenges was, again, you go back to the earlier time, the story I told before. Everybody told us 300 seats is too much. We'll never get it done. So we gave you a section of 500, which is fantastic. Right now, the only option is to go back. So, that we'll have to get through that this year and go across and back, and then sort of react from there. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, from the beginning, the supporter sections at the end have been used for profanity. Yet the MLS has been fining players for using foul language on the field. Why not fine the supporter groups or the management?
Because we're broke.
to keep that from happening. Those people are paying less money than the rest of us that are in that season ticket field, that are family oriented, that do not want to hear the profanity.
Well, I think,
We're there
look,
to support the Dynamo.
we can't find fans. We can't do that. Could be a new revenue stream though, so maybe we'll think about that. But listen, I think that's why they're here tonight, Sonia. You know, is they have a vision, a mission. They want to be represented properly. They want the proper reputation around the country. You know, for Dynamo fans to be seen properly, and you know, it's a difficult one. You know, the best we can do as a front office is work together, hand in hand. We don't support the foul language. That's not who we want to be. I mean, there was a time last year where I was standing in the north end zone at Robertson Stadium with one of our biggest sponsors, with his 3 children, right? And the chants "F you Dallas" or whatever it was broke out, right?
That was awesome, man. The whole stadium sang that. That was epic.
No, listen.
Wait till we play it again.
No, listen. I'm going to go on the record. Honestly, it's not acceptable. It's not.
He did not appreciate that foul language in front of his
No, listen. From my perspective, it's not acceptable. You can't do it, right? If you guys keep doing it, there will be sanctions. We can't have that. That's not acceptable. We can't be standing next to $1 million sponsor with his 5- and 7-year-old kids and "Fuck you, Dallas" is being chanted throughout. I know you laugh, but it's honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not appropriate and it's not acceptable, and we got to work through this, right? It's not acceptable, and these guys don't want that.
But we're with the organization. We don't like that. We obviously think though that there can be more creative ways to, you know, make fun of Dallas. You know, and I think and maybe it's not just Dallas. You know, I think there's creative ways to go about chants that you know, that everybody can enjoy while you're still, you know, kind of
supporting the Dynamo.
exactly, and or you know, say
I mean,
degrade,
that's
not
That's
degrade.
part of it. I don't think like they're trying to do it to be degrading. It's
No.
it's you know it's passion. We cuss. You're absolutely right, but we don't like, you know, we're not chanting it or anything. It's passion. It's part of it, and that's something that's going to happen. Any sports event you go to, you're going to hear cussing. It's just it's our livelihood. It's our
I
stop,
agree
like,
with that, but
and
your
it's hard, but
livelihood
it doesn't make it right,
And we
but
get-
but it is there, and we have to work to make it better.
Well, I think there's more creative chants that we could come up with that the entire stadium could learn. And instead of saying, you know, "F you," we could be more creative and have a chant that everybody's saying, everybody's a part of, and everybody is okay with. You know, and I think for us as players, you know, and I'll give a good example. We were in Kansas City for the playoffs, you know, and the simple catchphrase, "I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win," stuck in our heads when their
We
fans
actually
chanted
sang it after we won.
their entire stadium sang that. It's as simple as it was. On the field, you hear that every single person in the stadium singing something like that. You
We
feel
did
it.
that back
you know,
then. We
obviously.
were right next to them, and we were
Right.
going, "We believe that we will win."
Exactly.
Actually, I like-
Exactly. So I mean,
I was saying
I-
this is our house when we were in Kansas after the game.
Yeah. And we were on the field, said, "We believe that we will win." You know, and I think there's a great opportunity for us with this stadium to come up with chants that you guys come up with, that you guys believe in, and we'll get behind it as players, and we'll get it so the entire stadium. And I think that's the goal: is we get the entire stadium rocking on the same page, and it'll blow everyone away.
Yeah.
You know, it gives me the chills just even talking about it a little bit. I mean, ask Brad.
It does. You guys are what make us click, man.
Right, and
You really are. Like, I
And-
hope you guys realize that. If you guys aren't there cheering and yelling and screaming, we don't have the success that we have, because you guys are the ones that pick us up when things are not going the way we want it. We still have you guys to lean back on, and we hear you. And I hope you realize that. We really do lean back on you guys hard.
yeah, and I think that there's the opportunity out there to come up with these simple chants, simple things. Could be about a guy, a player. Could be about the organization. Could be about our history. Something that catches fire, you know, and goes throughout the stadium. Because I think if we can get the entire stadium singing on the same page. Lights out, best place to play. Lights out.
Honestly, the foul language thing, when those chants go, that embarrasses us at the front office. It really does. It does.
Last year, I had a guy from England that was at a game, and you were chanting, "We want tacos," when you were doing a corner kick.
Yeah.
He was fascinated. He said, "It sounds like they're asking for tacos."
They were. Yeah, well, they
They're
were.
asking for tacos.
Well, listen, we appreciate that. That was a Taco Bell sponsorship. And, they renewed. They renewed, and that was helpful. So thank you. Feel free to chant our sponsors' names all the time without profanity.
Question. In Robertson, there were some peripheral groups that weren't necessarily in the supporter section that were, I would think we all consider supporters nonetheless. Folks who wear the helmets.
Yeah.
Some of us carry tambourines to beat out the war rhythms. I think there's some uncertainty right now as to whether or not those type of things will be allowed within the confines of the new stadium, or will they only be allowed in the supporter section. My question, I guess, is if the walker end is going to be the walker end, will there be an acknowledgement that perhaps spectatorship in the walker end will not necessarily be a passive affair for the folks that aren't in the designated supporter section? Will the helmets be allowed in 137? Will the tambo be allowed in 137?
Yeah, look, we're not looking to be, we're not looking to change what we have,
Okay.
right? So what we did last year, for the most part, carries over and is acceptable.
And Nordy, it's called an end for a reason.
Okay.
You know, we realize that right now we're a quarter of it. Well, that's just a start.
Well, I want to do, man.
Oh, what's up with that whole no confetti or streamers thing that I read?
By that same token, 204 for about 6 years has had balloons and streamers, and it's even been used to promote the team. And now, no balloons, no streamers. What's the deal?
Where's my boy Frank? You here? Come on over here. Get up here. Frank is our
He's our balloon and streamer.
He's the supporter whip. He's the supporter whipping.
Frank is the guy that works with you guys day in and day out. The stadium operations people are very happy that you've read the rules. Nice. We're not trying to make it a place, that's not fun. So the balloon act that's taken place over the last few years, acceptable. Okay, if you try to bring in a big thing of inflated balloons, like a big thing, like the movie Up, that's not acceptable. Right? So you guys want to bring 300 balloons, inflate them, pop them, or tap them out at the start of the kickoff. Great tradition. Keep doing it. Please do it. Right? There might be a little bit tighter restrictions as it relates to streamers. Is there?
No.
A little bit. I mean, streamers are still going to be doable in a sort of a controlled environment.
So would that be like during the walkout of the players or during the goals? What are the rules? I mean, during free kicks. I mean,
during the walkout of the players, after national anthem, that kind of thing, after goals, we can handle that.
All right, so
but during the run of the play,
confetti is not allowed under any circumstances. That's a hard line that the stadium has taken.
the streamers will be able to work within the supporter section.
Okay, so it sounds like basically from that front, then not a whole lot is changing. That we're
no confetti, okay? Balloons like that was done on the west side of Robertson Stadium at kickoff. Great tradition. Please keep doing it.
But will they let us into the stadium?
Yes.
Do they know that?
Don't come in with a big balloon arch. They're not going to let that in, right? But if you bring some balloons, you're going to be fine. We're going to try to figure. You guys must have had a grassroots campaign or something today because I had about 7,000 emails on it. So we will figure out a way to address this publicly in the next few weeks. But we want those balloons, we'll encourage the streamers in a controlled fashion. We need to make sure it's not interfering with the quality of play on the field.
And one thing from Walker End's perspective, that's a conversation that's not over.
All right.
That's, we've had confetti for a long time. We're independent here. So, that's a conversation that will continue.
because I mean, there are a bunch of hours that go into work. There are people with scissors that are cutting up confetti. It's not only just they can throw a shredder sometimes, because sometimes people don't have shredders.
Yeah, it's an expression of passion.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if Green Star can somehow produce like a soy-based.
That's a great idea.
Look, currently there's a very hard line against confetti. That's the position of the stadium management team. Okay. Yes.
Yes. My name is Jose. On behalf of La Bateria Supporters Group, I have two questions. One would be, can we get more support into promoting these types of events with the players and the organization coming out to help support all the supporters group into these kind of meetings? That would make us get more fans to join our supporters group, and it would help us grow as a group. Second question, Davis, what do you want to drink? Because you don't have beer. What do you drink? On behalf of La Bateria, it's on our tab.
I just got called out. I don't drink during the year, man.
Water?
I used to when I was about 220.
Soda. But going to the first question.
Listen,
can we get more support from,
yeah, of course.
from
I mean,
the Facebook pages, from Twitter? Like example like this, we are a large group. Can we get more support? I know that today was the grand opening of the store, but can we get something like, hey, go out to Orange Bar or whatever?
Yeah. Well, we did that. We did that tonight. We blasted it to all of our season ticket holders. It's over 3,000 accounts. I tweeted it. Dynamo.com tweeted it. 20,000 followers. We worked with him on this, right? So pretty much everything he asked for to help promote this, we did within reason. And we're happy to do that moving forward.
Thank you. And again, thank you guys for being here.
Yeah. Well, let her go. She needs to talk to that.
At Robertson Stadium, we actually really love going to meet the away teams. Is there going to be the same kind of system at BPA as there was at Robertson to meet away teams?
What was that system? Just standing by their bus?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, probably not. All right. One of the great things about having a new stadium is the players have a little bit more privacy, safety, and security, and they're going to be able to get in and out of the stadium in a parking lot that is not accessible by fans. So the visiting team bus will pull into an enclosed lot. Now, in a lot of stadiums around the world, they pull in, they drive down a tunnel, and that's it. So I'd be surprised if you can access the visiting team, to be honest. So, yeah.
We're talking about tweeting and Facebook, but there are a lot of people out there that do not tweet, do not Facebook, me being one of them. It has been very hard for some people to actually get on to the tweet and Facebook.com, which makes it hard for everybody to actually know what's going on.
Look, one of the biggest challenges we have as an organization, and we talk about it all the time, is how do you communicate with fans? So we try to do as much as we can. We put it on our webpage, we e-blast things, we Facebook it, we tweet it, we promote what we can on our television broadcast, our radio broadcast, you name it. But it's hard to get a message out. So we try to check the boxes and cover every single thing. Some people get it, some people don't. So that's a challenge. Some people open our emails but don't read them, letters to the houses. It's just a real challenge that we try to work through.
All right, time for one more question, you guys.
Go ahead.
Did we get rid of 5-star?
5-star? We actually 5-star has been contracted by the stadium, but it's a totally new staff, and it's managed by us, not by U of H. So you'll see a drastic difference, believe me, in the 5-star.
The only thing I would kind of comment on is there's a number of activities that go on. I know the groundbreaking was kind of a private thing with just political people, but I know other things that have been kind of spur of the moment. And if somewhere in the planning and scheduling there could be some forewarning and get better support out there so the news people can see it, so it doesn't look like there's just 20 people out there looking at what's going on. I think some planning ahead as far as what major things you may be scheduling, so we can. I'm going to take a long lunch so I can go do this, but a lot of times it's, oh yeah, you find out about it, the morning of the event type of thing.
That's a good thing. Like tomorrow, they're doing the cheerleaders thing.
Tomorrow? Is something going on tomorrow?
Look, again, I mean,
just a comment.
No, the groundbreaking was open to the public, by the way. We had like 3,000 people.
I think
the ribbon. I'm sorry, the ribbon.
All right, that was private. That was for politicians to pat themselves in the back and say great job. We had 20 news cameras there. So, but again, back to the challenge. We have something going every day, right? Today is this. Today is the grand opening of the store. Tomorrow's the Dynamo Girls thing. Saturday's the open practice meet the team day. Sunday's the 5K race. Wednesday is the viewing party in the club for suite holders and club holders. Thursday is the soft opening. There's always there's something going on every day. So we only have so many resources, so many outlets, and people are only going to read so much, right? So hardcore folks, you guys will open everything and read everything. Others, they'll pick their spots. It's a challenge.
Be sure to check out this Sunday's Houston Chronicle.
That's correct. Beautiful section coming out in the Chronicle on Sunday, a wrap. Saw it today. You guys will be very proud. One more. Yes.
This is for the guys. What's the first thing you're going to do when you go out for practice this Saturday? When you walk in that field, finally get a practice, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Smile. Smile.
Home, stay home?
No, it's off.
I just got the chills when you asked that question. No, serious. Walking down the tunnel, like the way it's set up, walking down that tunnel and just seeing the stadium, and we haven't even seen it with you guys in it yet. And you guys are right above where we walk out. It's aluminum stands, and I expect nothing but absolute chaos. So, controlled chaos. But no, it's seriously. It's everybody's been asking us what to expect. To be totally honest, we don't know what to expect. This is your baby as much as it is ours. So, have some fun with it. That's what we ask.
We have a few surprises for you.
Awesome. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out. A little bit about our vision for what we're trying to do here. We were lucky enough to inherit a really talented team in 2006, and we had some really good success at the beginning. 2006, 2007, won the cup, and the support was awesome during those years. Unfortunately, after that in 2008. Communication began to break down a little bit between the support groups. There was a split. Texian Army moved to the south end, and EV stayed in the north, and things were kind of isolated for a couple years there. A couple new groups formed during that time. Brick Wall formed in the north end, and La Batteria formed in the south. Next couple of years had some ups and downs. Support was generally pretty good at the end of the stadium. Last year, the group started talking again through some really exemplary stuff from some leadership at EV. We sat down and we started talking again, and we started asking the question: what if we all got back together? What if we all sat down and squashed the beef and got back into the north end and started singing for the team? Well, the team went on a run and we made it to the cup. And that was awesome. We're not going to take credit for that, but that helps, and that right there. They're correlated. That's all we can say. But
from a player standpoint, it was awesome to see you guys back together again. That's what we always wanted, and that's what we want at the new stadium. For you guys to be the leaders of the entire stadium.
We just to also go on to that, that was one of the questions we actually asked: is why are these guys so split? It was so much better when it's one big group than little split groups all over the place. We actually asked that question before we even knew what was going on. So the fact that everybody came back together and was one loud, proud group, it does make a difference. That's what we can't emphasize enough, how much you guys mean to what we do.
Yeah, and Brad, I mean, we're not going to brush it under the rug. I mean, communication broke down and there was drama. People butted heads, some unfortunate things happened, and there was just no way that it could stay together. What's most important is that we brought it back together, and that people recommitted to the purpose of supporting the team. You guys are what matters, and we talked our way through it. We communicate our way through it, and that's really the only way you can solve problems. Then last year, we get to the cup, we stumble. At the end of the cup, we stumble and we give one up late, and we're not able to get back in it. Some unfortunate things happen from our end as supporters. The aftermath of that, sanctions. The league says no more drums and no more bandos when you guys travel. That stuff's off limits for 8 games. All right, and these sanctions are in place until you guys create a charter and create a code of conduct.
There already is a code of conduct.
There already is. They said create your own. Create your own. And let me tell you, that sucks. It sucks being told that you have to do something. It sucks being one of the people who is there who really didn't do anything wrong. All you really did was you spent money, you went out to support your team.
Those are the people that are sitting here tonight.
Those are the people here sitting tonight. They're here because they care about this team. And they're told, when you travel to Chicago, you can't do anything out there.
I don't do anything else when I travel. I support the Dynamo.
That's what most of us here today did. I think that's what all of us here did. So it was really unfortunate that we were told, you guys go make a code of conduct for yourself, or we're not going to give you any of your toys back. So, we kind of found ourselves with our back up against the walls. They'll consider it after our home opener if you guys create a code of conduct, but no guarantees. So with our backs kind of up against the wall, we recognize that there is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here. If we're all coming together and we're all talking about this together, then we actually have a unique opportunity here to leverage this buzz around the stadium. And we're all here. Why are most of us here today? Because the stadium's open. We're excited about that. So we recognize an opportunity to create the foundation, a framework for a grassroots community that involves everyone. Over the past 6 years, there's kind of been a division, a barrier that's existed between supporters and unaffiliated fans. And we're here today to knock that down. We have a new idea which brings everyone together and says, you're a supporter, you're a supporter, you're a supporter, you're a supporter. We're all supporters, all right? There's been a bit of elitism up to now, which says, well, we're supporters and y'all are fans. Enough of that. That ends today.
Here, here.
So, what we're looking to do is we're looking to go big with this. We want to involve everyone and see if we can get everyone pulling in one direction. So if we were all under, one idea with one purpose, one commitment, imagine some possibilities, okay? All fans, group affiliated and independent, fostering a grassroots community. What if that community shared its songs and made them accessible to everybody? Online, handing them out at the gate. Hey, first time at a Dynamo game, here are the songs. We hope you'll sing with us. What if one organization generated revenue and then funded and organized production and deployment of TIFO? Everyone here know what TIFO is?
Yeah.
The visuals, the big banners you see in the end. They cost money. They cost money and time. One organization funding that and organizing it.
And loft space.
and wall space. We need space too. Guys, I cannot tell you what a headache it is putting together a bus trip for one supporters group. And every supporter group does this. They have to organize a bus. We're all duplicating efforts, and it's stressful and it's expensive. What if we had one organization organizing a bus trip for everyone, and then leveraging the collective bargaining power of, well, we got 8 buses for you. Price goes down, and then we can lean on the administrative resources of one organization to get that done. What if we had one tailgate spot, one massive tailgate spot, where food and drink are cheap and everyone's welcome?
Everybody, let's go.
What if we gave back to the city of Houston? What if we created a charity that not only shares the sport of soccer with youths, but awards scholarships to underprivileged kids to camps that feed into our youth academy?
You're here.
So, you guys are probably thinking, that all sounds great, sounds really tough. I'm skeptical, borderline impossible. Fact is, something like this already exists today in the United States. It's Section 8. It's Section 8 Chicago. Section 8 is not just a place. Section 8 is the Independent Supporters Association of the Chicago Fire, founded in 2003. Section 8 represents all fans, group affiliated and independent, to foster one community for everyone. A couple of highlights from Section 8. These guys average 8 buses to Columbus. 8. We've been taking 2 or 3 to Dallas. Dallas is 4 hours away. Columbus is 6. They fund 100% of the TIFO there. They have an internet forum where everyone, all the fan base, is invited to come and collaborate and organize and plan their ideas. Big tailgate for everyone. Their leadership structure, their board is 100% elected by the fan base. You don't need to be in a group to do it. Everyone's welcome to run for it, all elected by the fan base. They're annually operating a 6-figure budget. I think last year was $200,000. Well, they started 9 years ago, so that doesn't happen overnight. And they donate 5 figures of that to charity. So they're taking care of their community too up there. They have a Player of the Year award. The fan base gets together and decides, you know what, you're dear to our heart, or you're dear to our heart. Well, you're both dear to our hearts. There's only one. Start competing now. But they all get together and they all have an award. That's the Supporters Award. We hope that that's something that's dear to the hearts of the players.
They call the supporters show for nothing.
Well, that's league run.
That ain't league run.
No, it isn't.
Well, it's
not league
run.
it's questionable. It's questionable.
It's not league run.
Well, my ignorance shines on that one. This is a good one. This one's really cool. They have a shuttle bus that gets the fans to the game that comes from each side of town. $10 round trip, and you know what? There's free beer on it. Well, not free. It's $10 to get on there, but with all the questions about parking, I think that's a pretty cool one. I hope that's something that might be a possibility. But the point is that they didn't get there overnight. Those are some really big ideas, some huge initiatives, and they don't get there overnight. And some of those ideas might not be a good fit for us here in Houston. I'm not saying let's do all of those things, but the point is that when we all as a fan base get together and start pulling in the same direction, you can undertake some massive initiatives. And that's why some of us got together with our backs up against the wall and decided, let's create an independent supporters association. Let's create Walker and Houston, because it's what these guys deserve, it's what our team deserves, it's what our city deserves. So we created a charter for this thing, and I'm not going to bore you guys by standing up here and reading it to you. It's going to be launched on our website tonight. It's walkerandhouston.com. walkerandhouston.com. We'll publish it on there. I just want to make a couple comments about things that are on the charter because, just like the Constitution of the United States, it's the spirit of the document. No document's perfect. All right, if you just throw a document at people, they're going to find flaws in it, and it isn't perfect. It's not perfect. This is the beginning, but we got a couple comments on it that we want to share about the spirit of this thing. Most important part of the whole document. What game is that I know that from somewhere. So the charter has a statement of purpose, a section entitled "Who We Are" and the vision. That is what the whole association is about right there. Those three parts are the most important parts of the document. They all actually fit on one page. The vision is actually where this thing started. Vision is very simple. It's TIFO in every section and 22,000 supporters singing for the Dynamo. Yes. A Dynamo supporter community. Everyone is a supporter.
Unite the clan.
Unite the clans. With our backs up against the wall, we had to create a code of conduct. But we don't really care for the term code of conduct, number one, because it's negative. It says these are the things that you cannot do. And I really think that people have always known what they can't do. But what we've never done is we've never educated them on a specific reason not to do them. And the first idea that our honor code, we call it an honor code, that it opens up with is represent. Whenever you're traveling or whenever you're at the stadium and you're supporting these guys, you represent us. You represent them. And you represent the city of Houston. If people just stick to that one idea, just represent us, and always act in such a way that brings respect to our city and to our team and our players and gives us dignity, then everything else falls into place. After that, we have a couple things that we just say we don't do here, all right? No violence. No bigotry. Have respect. Don't be disrespectful. Very simple stuff. Those are things that weaken all of us. They bring shame to us. And all we have to do is act in a way that we can be proud of and shows our city in a good light and that we can be proud of. It's very, very simple stuff. Thank you. In terms of organizational structure, this is the part that there's going to be headaches over. It's not perfect. It's fluid. There's an amendment process. Because when you get into the structure of something, there's questions of who gets what and when. So that's something that's going to be amended. There's going to be changes to it. It's designed to really get us moving in the first direction in year one. In the first year, you want to do some cool stuff, but you got to survive as well. So there is some direct stability built into how the first year operates. So the question of, well, how come I wasn't invited to this? The best answer there is that, number one, everyone is invited because there are at-large positions. All right, the leadership structure is 2 delegates from La Batteria, 2 delegates from Brickwall, 2 delegates from Texian Army, and then 2 at-large delegates. There's an elephant in the room on what I just said, and we'll address that towards the end. But those at-large positions, we are looking for help on those. We're looking to the unaffiliated fans for people who want to get involved and want to step up and believe in this idea to make this happen. In terms of execution, those are some big ideas that were shared at the beginning about some possibilities. The first year is really all about coordinating the support around the stadium. We want to get the songs in everyone's hands and hopefully get us all moving in the same direction on that stuff. And we're planning. It's planning a business plan for the next year. It's planning a charity. We realize that we're shooting from the hip here, guys. This came together in 2 months because we said, oh crap, the stadium's opening up and we got our back up against the wall on this thing. We got to do something. We got to move now. So we have no problem and no ego about saying that there's going to be changes and that in some way we don't really know what we're doing. But if we all believe in it, we all move together, then we can make some really cool stuff happen with that. So year 2 is executing. executing a business plan, executing a charity. Let's put together a massive trip to Dallas. I saw on Facebook today that Dallas's front office is promoting and running a bus trip to Houston. FO run bus trip, everybody. Buy your tickets now.
Will that be a minivan?
I cannot wait. It'll be a short bus.
They really do need a bus.
In year 2, and it's actually kind of a good thing that we don't, and this is the one good part about not having a Dallas trip in the first year in the stadium. I cannot wait for our ISA bus trip to absolutely crap on theirs. Well, whatever they bring, we're going to beat it. That's all that matters. Whatever, how many buses they bring down here, we're bringing more to Dallas in year 2. And most importantly, the charity. The charity has to happen in year 2. We want to raise and donate some cash this year. That's important that we start giving the community now. But year 2, we really want to start looking at ways that we can make a difference in youth soccer in this city, and hopefully even award a scholarship or 2 to the camps that feed into our academy. Just imagine if the next guy who made it from Houston came because we found him and because we paid for his scholarship and he got discovered at a camp. That would be something that we could all take a lot of pride in. A couple 2 last points, almost done here because we want to open up to conversation, ideas, questions, comments, criticisms, what have you. There is an elephant in the room. Brickwall's here, La Batteria's here, Texian Army's here. Someone's missing. And
There is the team.
And we've made every effort to reach out to those guys. And the message going forward to them is, you're our brothers, we love you, and the door's open. We'll continue reaching out there. And then lastly, there's just the inevitable. The inevitable is that there's going to be naysayers. There's going to be critics. There's going to be trolls. There's going to be people saying, you guys are an outstretch of the front office. How much are they paying you, Chris? What's your paycheck? What do they do for you guys to make this happen? All right. You can't change people like that. You can't change them with logic. You can't put in the comment section, oh no, I think you're mistaken. It's an independently organized. They don't care. People like that just talk crap. They're called haters. And that's the time when I see that, it's already started. Independent Supporters Association was that. It's already started. That's a time when I reconnect with the vision. Let's get TIFO in every section. Let's get 22,000 people singing for the team. Let's create a community. That's what matters, not the naysayers. You can't really do anything about those guys. So 2 things. We're looking for 2 things from you guys. Before we open up for discussion, just need 2 things. Number 1, please go to our website and register for the forum. All right, we're going to get as much conversation as we can right here about ideas and questions and comments on what we're trying to do here. But it's just us right here. There's a lot more of us. Please get onto the website tonight. It's walkerandhouston.com. The forum will be operational as soon as I can get to my laptop and push a couple buttons. But please get on there, and there's sections set up. Some things about the association. There's sections for TIFO. There's sections for songs. Let's start the conversation going tonight, or while you're at work tomorrow.
Don't tell her boss.
Yeah. Don't be like Walker and got me fired. But, and lastly, the last thing is, guys, we could really use help for these at-large positions. We're looking for guys who are experienced. I'm sorry. Thank you. We are looking for people. It's gender neutral for some people. I apologize. We're looking for people who are without ego, who believe in this idea, and have some maturity and experience that they think that can be applied to this. Because we need help. And right now it starts with 2 people. I can already tell you we're going to need more. All right, 2 is not going to be enough. We're all the leaders of this are all busy with our supporter groups as well. So, this is not a supporters group that we're creating. There's no membership and there's no dues, number one. All right, everyone's can be walk around Houston if they want to participate. But we could really use some help in terms of leadership for people who have experience, people who are mature, people who've got a level head. We definitely need help from you guys getting that going.